Welcome to Disneyland Forever, where you can create your own custom CD of rare Disneyland music and sounds, or create a personalized audio disc based upon pre-selected soundtracks. Once you've made your selections, your custom CD will be created right before your eyes. To begin, please touch anywhere on the screen.
Aloha, passengers. Welcome back to the Grand Circle Tour. Jungle Skipper Jay here. And once again, we are not over at the Jungle Cruise. We have taken a walk down Main Street, down to the 20th Century Music Shop. And I'm here with my good buddy, George. George, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Jay. I'm excited to be back.
Hey, thanks for joining me in the music shop again.
Absolutely. It was a good one last time.
I had a great time last time. I like that we're going to be doing these every month.
Yeah, they're very informative. And, you know, a lot of people don't really think about music when it comes to Disney, but even like with not just the songs, but even like just the background music, you know, and then when you actually listen to it on soundtrack, it's like then you actually pick up what you actually hear in the movie.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what got me into Disney music was theme park music.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah, especially like last month's Haunted Mansion and this month's Pirates. Like I always wanted these on vinyl to listen to. When they started releasing them 20 years ago, it was a dream come true.
Well, and especially since nowadays they don't make original music content like for the parks, like for original attractions, like they did with Pirates and Haunted Mansion.
No, they don't. And it's really a shame. I mean, I would happily shell out $21.98 for like Journey into Imagination and the Indiana Jones Adventure. Anything that could be considered classic that you can listen to, take you right back to the parks.
Definitely.
So I got to ask, do you have any new Disney music you're listening to?
I do. We recently actually bought some Disney vinyl records at Barnes & Noble. It's like right down the street, and they have like a whole collection of them. And we got Aladdin. I had to pick up Aladdin because that one is for some reason, that's my all-time favorite Disney soundtrack, especially with A Whole New World because that's my favorite song. We picked up both animated and live-action Beauty and the Beast.
Not jealous at all.
Yeah. The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
One of my favorite Disney soundtracks ever.
And that one, I have to say that for the passengers, that is one I would definitely suggest to get because when you think of music, you don't really think of that movie until you actually listen to the music. And it's like, there's like more to it than, because there's songs on from the movie that a lot of people don't resonate with. It's just like the basics, you know, of like The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. And The Little Mermaid actually is another one we got. And we got a couple more. I can't remember. Oh, Cinderella, The Jungle Book, and Sleeping Beauty.
All good choices. Now, these are the vital picture discs.
Yes.
The ones we're talking about.
Yes.
Hunchback is so underrated. I love that movie. I love that soundtrack. Like just out there alone gets me.
Yes. That's actually my favorite song. That and what was the other one? I don't know why. I mean, judge me if you will, but Hellfire.
No, I can't. That is an amazing song. Amazing animation too in that sequence.
Yes. I mean, for how downplay that Hunchback was, if you literally watch it, the animation is so crisp.
I think it's one of the best from the 90s, and it's so criminally underrated.
It is.
I think for me, like, if the gargoyles hadn't been in the film and I had just kind of had a darker tone, I think it would be up there in the classics.
So you're saying make it more of the novel.
Right. But without the ending where everyone dies.
Right. Sort of like how like the Little Mermaid, rather than have her drown, you know.
Right. No, I think it's a fantastic movie. It's just I like the gargoyles oversaturated, I guess, with sweetness. They should have just gone there with that one.
Yeah.
That opening number is amazing.
Yes. And that's what I mean. Like that's the thing that a lot of people don't recognize, that take out the animation and just have the music,
Yeah.
because people are so captivated into actually watching the movie that sometimes like it hits the back of your mind that the music's playing, but you're really not focusing on really what's playing.
And that's one of the big strengths of the music in that movie is it really does what a musical should do. Like a song in a musical should advance that 5 minutes of song should advance your plot like 2 hours. And every song of that movie advances the plot.
Exactly. Yes.
So you got Beauty and the Beast, live action and animated.
Yes.
Do you have a preference to which one?
Oh,
Or are you going to just say that they're both good in different ways? That's a
yeah.
tough one.
I have to. Yeah, that's. I have to say, because they both are original to the same storyline, but you can differentiate of what is the live action and what is the animated without even looking at the record.
Yeah.
So, like when you listen to the live action, you can feel of how the plot line is for the live action, and the same as for the animated. But they're equally good but different.
Right. Well, that's what I said on our Dumbo review was I love them both. Like Beauty and the Beast is, to me, the greatest animated movie ever. I actually cannot watch it with anybody because I'm a blubbery mess by the end. That movie has like a hold on me in a way no other Disney movie has. But like the animated one is perfect. But then the live action one took that and it added so much layer. It layered it. It added so much depth to it that they're both equally good in different ways.
Yes.
Speaking of Beauty and the Beast, that's actually what I've been listening to all week. I got the Legacy Collection Beauty and the Beast on iTunes this last weekend, and I have listened to it every single day for like the last 10 days.
Wow.
I'm enjoying it all over again.
So what made you fall into the Legacy Collection?
I've been holding off on getting them for a while because I was going to get them all on CD, but I was going through my iTunes looking for something, and I realized of all the Disney in my iTunes, Beauty and the Beast isn't there.
Oh, wow.
Which kind of shocked me. So it was $15.99 on iTunes. And I got to tell you, my favorite part of the Legacy Collection is hearing the complete score for the first time.
Wow. So it was actually your first time actually listening to the score from beginning to end.
The complete score. It has every piece of instrumental for the movie.
Does that have a difference into actually getting the Legacy Collection as opposed to just the regular soundtrack?
I'm going to get all the Legacy Collections now because you do get the complete score, the complete soundtrack. And like with Beauty and the Beast, you got 7 demo tracks on this one. It's a 2 CD set.
Okay.
And it has 7 demo tracks, which I kind of already had because I still have my 25-year-old Music Behind the Magic box set.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's a Howard Ashman, Alan Menken box set for Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin, and it has the soundtracks, but it also has demo recordings and alternate versions of things.
Oh, that's cool.
So the only thing new to me on this one was was getting to hear the whole score for the first time, and I actually made a playlist in my phone of just the score, and I've been listening to it when I walk the dog at night.
So for the next Legacy Collection, which one would you be going for?
Sleeping Beauty.
That's another, aside from Hunchback, as far as animation goes, another movie with crisp. I love Evan Earl's style.
Yeah. I personally think it's the best looking Disney animated movie ever. And I don't know if it can ever be topped.
But yet, just like with Hunchback, it seems like out of all the princess movies, she is underrated.
Well, I've always thought the movie should be called Everybody But Sleeping Beauty because she's in it for what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, she has
Everybody but Sleeping Beauty's in the movie.
But even like, despite of that, I mean, even the music, like for a Disney fan like me, you can play that music and I'll know it's from Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah. Well, that's always been my favorite part about that score was they actually took the Tchaikovsky score and adapted it as the film score.
That I thought was just genius.
It is.
And one of the segments that I loved was when she was in the forest and she bumped into Prince Philip and they started dancing, and you just get the wide panoramic screen of them waltzing through the forest, and then you just hear the "I know you," the background vocal. That to me it gives me chills every time when I see that scene.
Do you have that one on Blu-ray?
I do, yes.
That is the best looking print of that movie I've ever seen.
Yes. Like compared to how I used to watch it on a VHS tape, and if we have younger listeners listening, they probably don't even know what a VHS tape is. But compared to like of how they maintained and kept it lively and brought the greatness of how it was back in 59? The movie came out.
Yeah.
It was wow. I will say, like, compared to watching, because I've watched Sleeping Beauty from VHS to DVD to Blu-ray, and you can definitely see the difference.
Oh, it gets better every time. I can't believe, like, just the colors alone of the Blu-ray suck you in. It's such a good-looking movie. My friend Linda and I met Mary Costa like 20 years ago at the Disney Gallery. What a lovely woman.
Oh man, I would have died.
Still just like it was like 90 something, but she's still just such a lovely, nice person.
And you can see it, like, even though again Aurora has the least dialogue in the movie, but when you do hear her and you hear her speak and you hear her sing, like, you can feel her like channeling herself into that character.
Oh yeah. And the way that character moves, if you just watch the way, like when she dances on a twirl, you watch her hair move and her skirt move, and it's such beautiful animation.
It really is.
I honestly don't think there'll ever be a better looking animated film.
I agree. I definitely agree. And the music fits so well with it. It's like the way that they animated that film with the score, it fits.
Yeah. It is, like the poster says, wonderful to see, glorious to hear.
Yeah. And it was the first film that Disney had done in the widescreen format.
Yeah, the panorama.
Yeah.
It's also the very last one animated completely by hand. It's funny, if you watch that one and compare it to 101 Dalmatians, which came out 2 years later, which is the first to use the Xerox process.
Oh, you can tell.
Oh, yeah. Like, I've always been biased against Dalmatians because it's such an ugly-looking movie coming off of Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
Complaints, go to mcduckindustries.com.
Yeah.
But you know what? We are actually not here to talk about Sleeping Beauty. We are going to talk about the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Great segue.
I should be a pro. No, we're going to talk about the Pirates of the Caribbean picture disc LP.
Awesome.
And as hard as it is for me to say this, as biased as I will always be towards the Mansion, I think this vinyl sounded better than Haunted Mansion.
Really? I was going to ask you, which one did you prefer?
As I will always put the mansion ahead of all the other attractions, but just listening to it, this one sounds amazing.
So if you just take the music to Pirates.
Right, and that's what this one is. Just like the Haunted Mansion, side A is the quotes float through.
Okay.
And just like last time, when I said the audio is so layered that it has an almost 3D sound to it, this one takes that and bumps it up 10%.
Oh, wow. So it actually makes you feel like you're there.
It really did. I am going to actually admit this to the world. When the disc arrived, I waited till evening to play it, and I turned the lights down low, and I lit my pirate water candle.
Genius.
And it was as close to being there as I could get. The audio on this one sounds amazingly 3D.
Wow.
The vinyl really brings it out, because I've had this album for the last 19 years, since the CD first came out in 2000, the 33 years CD, the red dot they sold at Disneyland and Disney World. And this takes 7 of those tracks off that 25-track album. And all of them are superior to the digital format.
Wow. Do you have a favorite section that like really stands out to you?
That's tough, because like with the mansion, when I listen to it, it kind of compartmentalized for me, where foyer.
As each scene goes by.
Yeah, you could see each scene individually. With this one, the float through is so dynamic that the entire thing, there's nothing stands out. The entire thing I would give an A+ to.
Wow.
And the biggest advantage to this one is this is the original 1967 attraction. The pirates are still chasing the ladies. There is no Jack Sparrow. So if you are anti-changes to Pirates of the Caribbean, you definitely want to pick this up.
So this may be a stupid question, but I guess I pretty much know the answer, but for the podcast sakes, but which version do you prefer, the original Pirates or the updated?
The original.
I kind of figured, but thought I'd ask.
Although I wouldn't mind getting a version with Red, because I really like Red. Red is cool. I like that she's a bad butt pirate now.
Yeah. Now, did they say that they were going to make a version?
No, this is, and I actually find this very telling that this is the only version they've ever released, because this came out, this originally came out in 2000, post the first big changes where the pirates stopped chasing the ladies. You still have the gluttonous pirate saying he'd be willing to share about the lady in the barrel on the album.
Oh, okay.
This is the original 67 attraction. And where like last month I said, the Mansion album would have been better if they'd used the Walt Disney World version. So you get, so that it's longer and you get the extra scenes.
Mm-hmm.
This one benefits by being the Disneyland and not Magic Kingdom version of Pirates.
Okay. Now the Haunted Mansion one, which one was that the same thing as far as like with Disneyland and Disney World?
Yeah, they're both albums are the Disneyland version.
Were there any other theme park vinyls that Disney has?
The only other one right now is Small World, and I don't know if we're going to cover that one, because I honestly already have 3 versions of Small World on vinyl. And the 64 World's Fair version is the best.
Okay.
Where it's a narration by a narrator rather than just the straight float through.
Oh, okay.
And if you want Small World, I would honestly recommend going out and getting the 64 World's Fair 5-disc box set. That is the complete and comprehensive Small World soundtrack right there.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm actually going to pay the $21.98 to have Small World a fourth time on vinyl when it only has 4 tracks.
Would you have paid more for the Pirates knowing now of how it sounds?
No, $21.98 is what they charge at the music shop for them. And that's standard price, $22 for a vinyl. Same thing as last month, though, and I think you'll have found this with your vinyls. My biggest complaint, and I said this last month, and I'm going to continue to say this going forward, the absolute worst part about these albums is the packaging.
Yes.
That vinyl sleeve. Did you have the same thing I did, where when you took it home, you found that the vinyl packaging was tearing?
As we were taking them in and out, they were very hard to get in and even very hard to get out. And as you're pulling, it's ripping the seam on the side.
Right.
So it's like peeling like a banana.
The packaging is terrible on these. And I said it last month, and I'll continue to say it. If you're going to buy these and listen to them in rotation like you and I do, I recommend getting some blank vinyl sleeves.
Yeah.
And ditching the packaging they come with, because the packaging in the long run is going to damage them. I found that if it gets a little hot, the packaging will stick to the actual record.
Yes. Yep.
So what I do is I put them, I have black glossy blank sleeves, and I took the sticker off the vinyl cover, and I put it on that glossy sleeve, and that's my album cover.
There you go. And that way you'll know which one is which.
Yeah. These aren't 180-gram vinyls, but they are nice, thick, heavy vinyl. So they play great every time.
Yeah, it's like as far as the ones that I have, like I don't know, like in comparison of how they are to like the Pirates one, but I mean they're very sturdy. They do their job.
Yeah, and they sound amazing.
They do. They really do.
So side A on this one is, you good?
Yeah.
Side A on this album is, well, I said the float through. Side A comes in at 16 minutes and 52 seconds, and you get the complete attraction in its entirety. Just like last month, I think there was a missed opportunity where you had a little space at the end where after the attraction is finished, there's about a minute that it continues to play before it comes to a stop. Would have been a great spot on both Mansion and Pirates to stick a bonus track, like a breakdown spiel. Now, side B comes in at 11 minutes and 12 seconds. We have 6 tracks, and there's only one track I could have done without. We have the Pirates Overture, which is
the Yo-Ho.
Yeah, it's that great bombastic version of Yo-Ho. Then we have
I would sing it, but I don't want our passengers to bleed through their ears.
If I sing, it sounds like someone's kicking a bag of cats, and so I don't want to lose any listeners. So we've got the Pirates Overture, then we have the Scare Me music, which is the music as you go through the tunnels. Fortune Red, which is the version of Yo-Ho from, and I didn't see it at Disney World. Fortune Red is a classic at Disneyland. He is the fortune teller, pirate fortune teller. You stick a coin in, and he gives you your fortune on a card. And so we get the music from that booth.
Oh, that little section. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, the fourth track on side B is the one I could have done without. It's the Bayou Banjo. It's the full 2 minutes of the banjo.
Would it have been efficient for you if it would have been just like a couple, like 20 seconds, like as you're passing through?
Honestly, just for me personally, I would have gotten rid of the banjo and put on something like, I don't know, for me, I would love to have had like the Barker Bird, Peg Leg Pete, and
Oh, okay.
Steel.
Yeah.
And we get a nice instrumental version of Yo-Ho. And the last track on the album is the demo track of Yo-Ho.
Okay. There's
So,
actually where, I mean, I love the lyrics to the song, but I mean, I get more hyped up just listening to the score of Yo-Ho.
yeah. And well, the demo is very cool to hear as the last track because the chorus is the same, but a lot of the lyrics are different. So it's always fun to hear what could have been.
That's interesting.
Kind of would like to have had like the last track, I don't know, be a piece of music we'd never heard before. Something to reward the people who bought it on vinyl who already have it on digital or CD.
So just something like a little extra oomph.
Right, and this would have been the same thing with Mansion. It would have been nice to have, because like with the Mansion one, it was almost all unused tracks. This one is tracks we heard except for the last one.
Now, going over, because I know we covered the Haunted Mansion last week, but I forgot to ask you, and I can't remember if you mentioned this. At the end of the Haunted Mansion, does it give the little spiel of the bride? Like
Little Yoda? Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it ends.
You may have covered it, but I'm probably...
Yeah.
Okay.
And that one, it would have been nice to have the actual crypt audio where the ghosts say, you know, if you would like to join our jamboree.
Yeah.
Now you can buy this album on iTunes for $7.99 to get the full 25 tracks. I say get both.
See, now you have me curious. You know, I have to get it.
I think, and I'm going to say the same as I did last month with Haunted Mansion. If you are a Disney music collector, you want to buy these. You want to own these. You want to listen to these.
Well, just like you, as I said, a lot of the times I love the theme park music. Like even just when walking around the parks, you could like hear just the background music playing.
Yeah.
And anytime I listen to any of that, or if it's the music in the attraction, it just takes me right back to where I feel like I'm right there if I'm not.
It's one of those things I understand. I don't understand why they don't release this to us. It literally is take my money. I don't know if you remember the Disneyland Forever kiosks.
Yes.
Where you could go and you could pick 5 tracks for it was like $10 or $12. But you could pick any of the ambient music from the parks.
Yes. Yeah, I wish they would bring, even if it's not exactly, but bring something like that back.
And right now they only have Mansion, Pirates, and Small World on vinyl. It's such a missed opportunity to Disney because I would pay you money if you gave me Journey into Imagination or if you gave me all of the Fantasyland rides in full on vinyl.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask you. What would be one that you would like to see?
Those two, I don't know if they would ever do it, but I would love to get the Indiana Jones adventure on vinyl.
Did they ever? They didn't do the Tiki Room.
They did, but it was only ever printed in the 60s. They are very expensive on eBay. So if there's any passengers who have one that they want to donate, I'll give you my address. I can be bribed.
Yeah.
What's great about that release is it has the Enchanted Tiki Room on one side and it has the Jungle Cruise on the other.
Oh.
And as our official jungle skipper, I need this. I have the one they sold it. I have the CD copy they sold at Disneyland, but nothing sounds as good as vinyl.
Yeah, definitely.
Like with the pirate one, and it really stood out to me in the flow-through part where it went through as you're listening and you go to the part where there's the waterfalls. The waterfall sounded so 3D, it really sounded like you were standing at a waterfall. Oh, come on, guys, I'm hungry.
Sorry.
Now, I got mine from the Disney Music Emporium, And one of the big advantages if you buy directly through Disney at DisneyMusicEmporium.com is with every purchase you get 100 or 125 points depending on what you buy for your Disney Movie Club account.
That's cool.
So like last month I bought Pirates, I got 100 points for that account, and I got 125 for The Force Awakens vinyl. I got Beauty and the Beast on the Legacy on iTunes, so I didn't get any rewards. I did get the digital booklet, which is the booklet that comes in the CD. There's no new info there, but it's nice to be able to just click it and have it anytime I want. This album was so good that I actually bought a second copy of this and Mansion to put in my records in case something happens to the first ones. I have a runner-up.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I enjoyed these albums, this and Mansion, so much that I have paid $44 per attraction to have 2 copies.
Hey, when you enjoy something and it's that good.
I mean, I really mean it as someone who collects, who passionately collects Disney music. If you're going to collect Disney music, if you're going to listen to it and you want it on vinyl and keep it in rotation like I do, get these. I have listened to this album, just like Mansion, over 100 times since I first got it.
Wow.
That is how much I've enjoyed it.
Plus burning your candle.
Yeah, I can't tell you how if I closed my eyes for a second, I got a little bit homesick. It sounded like being there. It smelled like being there. That I really just wanted to be there.
Yeah, with Pirates, I don't know. It's one of those attractions where it's something that looks so simple, and an outsider would say, why in the world would you wait in line for that long? But only to a Disney fan would you ever really understand until you actually go on the attraction.
Why would you not wait in line for this ride? It is one of the great... Okay, so like for me, because Pirates at Disneyland was Walt's final masterpiece. And then 2 years later, we get the Haunted Mansion, which is the first ride to show that we could go on without Walt and still make the same great quality stuff.
Definitely. And then it was like an end of an era.
It was like the end of one era and the beginning of another. And they're side by side in New Orleans Square.
Yes. And yet they harmonize well with one another. But yet they're 2 completely different genres. Yeah.
Now, we did get a email from a listener from last month for the Haunted Mansion. And this person wanted to know, has Disney ever released a version of the Haunted Mansion that has the original version of the attic before any changes? And the short answer is no.
Wow.
They first released the CD 20 years ago, and that one has the wedding march in the attic.
Do you think that would ever resurface?
I would hope so. I mean, they're out there if you know where to look. I can't tell you, but they are out there. With this one, I wouldn't mind getting a double vinyl release that has the original, but also I don't need the Magic Kingdom one. We all know it's shorter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting the Paris version of Pirates.
Would that be, if it was the Paris version of Pirates, would it be like the newer one of how it is now? Or would it be?
It has a more orchestral score, just like Phantom Manor.
Okay.
Because it's not like the American parks. You have so many different languages you have to cater to at once that they relied more on the orchestra, a full orchestra, to do the soundtrack than the original Buddy Baker ex Atencio versions.
Okay. So you kind of hope that they make a bundle pack.
I really hope so, because like with the the 40th with the Manson, they did a vinyl set, but it didn't have the actual attraction. It was the album from 1970 with Ron Howard and Robbie Lester.
Okay.
Disney, you are really missing out by not putting more attractions on vinyl. Because like I said, we've done both attractions. I don't know if we want to come back and do Small World.
Yeah.
I would be happy to do it because I love Small World, but I just, like, I looked at the vinyl, I didn't see enough there to want to do a review.
Yeah, they should come up with just a bundle in general of just a theme park bundle.
Right, and I like the ones you got at Barnes & Noble. Like, I plan on getting those next. But my problem with those is they're just the songs, not the scores.
Right. You want something that has the whole entire music
Right.
caliber of each movie.
Right, like we were just talking about Aladdin. Like, the Legacy Collection is so good for Beauty and the Beast. My first thought after listening to it was, give us Aladdin already.
Yeah.
Well, before the music shop closes for the night, if anybody is looking for the original CDs for the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction, I looked on eBay today. I only found 2 copies, one for $29.99 and the other for $49.99. So if you're not going to get the vinyl, iTunes would be your best option. It's $7.99 for the full 25 tracks. But spend the $21.98, get the vinyl. It is going to take you right back to Disneyland. You will never get tired of listening to it. And who knows how much longer they're going to sell copies of the original version of the attraction before all the changes. This might be, who knows, this might be the last time they actually sell this before they make us listen to Jack Sparrow.
That is true. And then who knows, you actually have an extra, so if it becomes really rare.
Oh, no, I bought extras in case something happens to the originals. I got a backup ready to go. Done that quite a few times with my Disney albums that I know, you're not going to sell these again. I'm going to get 2.
So do you do that with all of them or just the ones that you know?
Certain ones, like for the 30th anniversary of the mansion, I stood online on Main Street for 2 hours to get 2 copies of the CD because that's all you were limited to. And those ones came with an extra track and an autograph card by X and Buddy.
Oh, that's cool.
And I had a friend in line with me, and I said, here's $40. You're going to get 2. And they're mine.
So you ended up with 4?
I ended up with 4, and over 20 years, I'm down to 1. So
you really used them.
I played that CD so much it had bird marks in it.
Wow.
So with these, I got an extra Pirates and an extra Mansion because I know me. And who knows how much these will be on eBay in 20 years. So just in case, I'm ready.
You're prepared.
I am prepared. Like the song says from Lion King.
I was just going to say it, and you beat me to it.
Any last thoughts, George?
Only that you convinced me that I'm very curious now, especially Pirates, of how you say it kind of gives you this 3-dimensional feel to it that I am very curious.
Buy it, and then we're going to do Pirates of the Caribbean vinyl 1.5, and we're going to have you talk about it.
Okay.
I'm going to interview you about the album.
I will do that.
Go get Mansion and go get Pirates, and then we're going to do a double review on them.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it you my point of view.
Minnie just text me, haha, a double. So next month, we'll be back in the music shop with either Sleeping Beauty or Star Wars The Force Awakens. I haven't quite decided yet, but we'll know when we get there. And until then, the music shop is closed.
Good night, everyone.
Congratulations! You have now completed the selection and design of your custom CD. please take the ticket from the kiosk and give it to the cast member at the Disneyland Forever counter. Your custom CD will be created in just a few minutes. Thank you, and we hope you will enjoy your personalized copy of Disneyland Forever.